Welcome! Today I'll be showing you an easy way to recess shade details on your models only using acrylic paints. For it, I'll be using the new Librarian in Terminator armor from the Leviathan Box. Before painting the runes, I had to paint the armor. For it, I stippled dark Prussian blue followed by normal Prussian blue. I make sure to pick up just a bit of paint on the tip of my brush in order not to flood the model with paint. Since my paint is diluted 50-50 with water, as I build up the color, the random opacities from missing one spot here and there will create variety and make the armor not look so plain. Once I get to the lighter color, I pay little to no attention to any areas I'll leave in shadow. Now, the trick to paint the recesses is to first go over the surface with water. Then just by tapping your brush on the surface, the paint will flow freely on those recesses. Depending on how much you dilute your paint, it might take 2 coats of doing this to achieve full opacity. I am using blue-green acrylic from Vallejo, diluted 2 parts water to 1 part paint. Even if you have to do 2 coats like I had to, you can see the recesses get painted by themselves thanks to the thin coat of water. I am using a size 0 brush just to make sure I tap the recesses to begin with. But a size 1 brush which still has a good point will work just fine. Mine was a bit too used up. After finishing the runes, I base coated the rest of the model and did some washing on the bronze as well as some black panel lining on the blue armor. For the axe, I mixed Vallejo metal color with turquoise ink to get a nice colored metallic paint, and proceeded to do the same as with the runes to build up a blue glow. It'll take a couple of coats before you get a nice even color against the recesses. I then diluted some white and did the same recess shading as with the blue-green, applying a thin layer of water first, but making sure some blue-green was still showing on some spots. You could do the blue-green and white shading at the same time and let the colors mix naturally on the recesses, but it didn't come to mind to me as I was working on the model. To finish the model, I did some highlights on the parchment with the base color. I also went over the bronze with some old gold, just catching the raised details. And finally, some edge highlights on the armor with Prussian blue. You can also see I repainted the raised detail on the axe to create contrast against the white. After basing the model, this is the final result. I hope you found this quick tip on recess shading useful, and I'll see you all again very soon.